Good morning and welcome to day 14 of Vlogmas. It's still cold here. We were supposed to have a few days with a little higher temperature. Still hasn't happened. It's okay. I'm not doing a lot of outdoorsy stuff anyway, so I don't care if it's cold or not. Today I'm not sure what the day's going to bring. I have something I'm going to test out in the wardrobe, just to try to make more space. I have some yarn I'm going to ply because I finished spinning up the merino I told you about yesterday. I spun up the rest of that yesterday, so I'm going to ply that today. And then I get to clear 2 bobbins. 3 bobbins if I count the one I'm going to get clear up tomorrow when I skein up the plied yarn. I'm not sure if I need to let it rest for 24 hours before I ply, but that's what I do. I spin the yarn and I leave the singles on the bobbins for at least 24 hours before I ply, and then I leave that yarn at least 24 hours on the bobbin before I skein it up. Something about setting the twist if you let the yarn rest or something. I try to do everything I pick up, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram, or I'm a new spinner. I've never been to a class. I've never talked to a real life spinner. It's the blessings and the curses of the internet, I guess. You can learn a lot of things you wouldn't be able to learn otherwise. But you lose all of that connection with real people. I suppose, let's say 30 years ago. Is that long enough ago for the internet not existing? Because I know when I was in my early 20s, I went to a couple of courses for crafting, one for quilting and one for gem polishing, actually. And that was sort of, we had this open, it was called the Open University. It didn't have any university classes, but it was for teaching people crafts. And you could learn anything from a new language until quilting, like I did. And I suppose then they probably had courses in spinning. But nowadays, anyone can teach themselves spinning from the internet. And as I said, that's a blessing, but it's also a curse because you lose the connection between people. Me being a massive introvert, I can live with that. But I'm going to open some advents because I have other stuff to do as well today. I have the house to myself, so nobody comes home until 4 o'clock at the earliest, I think, today. So I have quite a bit of time. So that might mean more recordings today, if I come to think of something I want to talk about. So I'm opening my advents now. This is day 14 from Sue. It's another blue, but this is more like a bluish purple. So I know why she sent it to me. And we have a Christmas stocking. And the tea is number 14. Oh, this one I know I like. I tried it before. It's Rooibos Earl Grey. They use the same, I think it's bergamot. You call it that in English as well, don't you? That's the thing giving Earl Grey that flavor. Or there's something else as well. Secret stuff. But that Rooibos Earl Grey, it doesn't taste exactly like a Earl Grey because the Rooibos tea itself also has a flavor. So it doesn't taste exactly the same, but it's really nice. And then we have day 14 from Ulveig. I'm going to spin up this today, but I'm going to apply the merino first. So there's the fiber. And the extra is more chocolate. So I'll put that there and I'll have that with my morning coffee. And the stitch marker from Sue, I'll put that in my stitch marker advent box. Snape is having the zoomies this morning. He probably needs to go to the litter box. And I've already had 2 people contact me or comment on YouTube telling that they think the spin to knit idea is a good one. And I had 2 suggestions. One said spin to make, the spin to make along. I like that idea, but someone else said fluff to stuff. I have to use that. The fluff to stuff make along. I have to. That's it. I don't think that's going to be hard to. I don't think there is anybody else doing the fluff to stuff mal on Instagram. Hopefully. So I'm going to start doing something useful, like having breakfast. I'll be talking to you later. I have the house to myself today, so I'll probably check in later. And I'll start getting ready for applying some yarn. just finished plying my yarn. But first I'm going to show you something that apparently was really clever. I didn't think about it, but somebody told me this was clever, so I'm going to give you a little tip. If you have problems with your lacy Kate falling apart, or what you might call it when you're plying, I put some needle stoppers at the end, and somebody saw this and said that's really clever, so you get a free tip from me today. If you have this kind of needle stoppers, and if you don't, they're really easy to get hold of, put those on the ends and your bobbins will go nowhere. So I finished plying my merino in different purples and pinks, and I think I might consider this a worsted. I'm going to test it with my beautiful new wraps per inch gauge, but first I'm going to leave them on the bobbins to set the twist, and then I'm going to rinse them up and dry them, and this way I get 3 bobbins for my advent plying in January. And as usual, I got a lot of surplus of one of the colors, and I've done a chain ply. My chain plying, I'm probably not doing it correctly, but I need to clear the bobbins somehow. I have to check out more tutorials for chain plying, I think, but I use it just as a means of getting rid of the rest of the single ply. When I get enough of these odds and ends of 3 ply, I might use them for something. Something scrappy, worsted weight scrappy. This is maybe DK. I'll check. I just need to soak them and dry them first. So that's that job done. And now I'm going to have a lunch. And then I might do something useful. Not that this isn't useful. At least it's fun and useful. So I'll come back to you when I figure out what to use this for. It's late afternoon, and this is where my Vlogmas day ends. I tend to end these in the afternoon after hubby gets home, because then I have plenty of time to edit and upload at some point during the evening. I have one more thing to do today that I haven't done yet, and that is to spin up today's fiber. What I have been doing today, I have been plying yarn. So I've been sitting by the wheel a bit today. Or is it called at the wheel? Never mind. As I keep saying, English is my second language. I recorded myself plying, and I'm probably doing it wrong. But remember, I'm self-taught. I've learned how to do this from watching tutorials on YouTube. But it works, sort of. So I'm still calling it practicing. Hopefully I'm getting better and better. When I was plying today, you can tell from the finished yarn that I've been getting better. Because when I spun the first merino, that one isn't as consistent as the last one I did. So you can tell by the finished product that it's uneven, because the 2 single plies are uneven, or one of them is really even and consistent and the other one isn't. But I'm not sure how much yarn I ended up with, not sure about the yardage, but that I'm going to measure everything when I'm scanning it up, and both wraps per inch and the yardage. So we'll see. Hopefully there might be enough for a hat. We'll see. If I'm going to do my fluff to stuff mal, that's the official name now, I have to be good and use my own handspun. That's the whole idea. But anyways, I'll see you tomorrow.